Hi, I'm John DeVore. Welcome to the channel. Today's a record review, piece of music appreciation. Tonight I am going to Weil Recital Hall, which is the smallest of the three auditoriums at Carnegie Hall. So every year I get for over 30 years now, significantly over 30 years now, I have gotten at least a pair of tickets for one subscription to Carnegie Hall. And that allows me to get concert tickets for a really good price. And it allows me to keep, and improve my seats from season to season to season, because subscribers get sort of first shot at upgrading their seats, and then they hold on to those seats if they want them for the next subscription. So it's kind of like it can ratchet up, and unless you let your subscription lapse, you'll never get a worse seat. So it's nice, and anyway, it's allowed me to get fantastic seats in Isaac Stern Hall, the big theater, Zankel Hall, the medium theater, and Weil Recital Hall, which is the one tonight. Weil Recital Hall I love it. It's one of my favorite places to see music in New York, because it's one of the few really beautiful high-end halls that is compact, and it's the right size to see chamber music in. So generally my subscription for Weil Recital Hall is quartets, although tonight I'm seeing a piano trio. The program for tonight, the piano trio I'm seeing is playing an interesting program. The first piece they're playing the Charles Ives piano trio. They're playing a piece that I've never heard by John Zorn, which promises to be pretty wild. And then after intermission, the closer is going to be a big famous piece, and that is the Beethoven Archduke Trio. And so I was just playing this in anticipation of seeing the piece performed tonight. This is the Archduke Trio, played by the Istomin Stern Rose Trio. These guys put out a lot of records over the years. They recorded a huge chunk of the piano trio repertoire. And it's Eugene Istomin on piano, Isaac Stern on violin, and Leonard Rose is the cellist. And these guys are amazing. They play together a long time. They play together absolutely beautifully. Obviously, these guys were also solo superstars on their own. Eugene Istomin and Isaac Stern certainly have a lot of recordings out there with orchestras. And yet these guys really did know each other well enough, trust each other well enough, and play together long enough so that they play as a beautiful unit. And generally speaking, at least in my experience, anything that these guys are playing, it's going to be a great version. And this is a great version of that. It's a great version of the Beethoven Archduke, which I think is Opus 97. Does it say on here? The best in 50 years, says Time magazine. Yeah, Opus 97, there it is. Archduke. So I got interested. I became aware of the Istomin Stern Rose Trio because I briefly went to Leonard Rose's widow, Xenia Rose, because she was a therapist that specialized in artists. She was a psychologist that specialized in artists and the specific sort of neuroses or troubles or issues that artists face in the world. And those are numerous. It's tough to be an artist in the world. No question about it. And I'm not claiming to be an artist. I'm claiming to come from a family of artists, and I have done a lot of artistic things. The other interesting thing about the Archduke Trio is it was the last thing that Beethoven performed. Beethoven was a pianist. He was a composer who played piano. And the Archduke apparently was the very last thing that Beethoven performed publicly. And by the time the Archduke was written and he performed it in public, Beethoven was becoming quite deaf, and it had become really difficult to play in an ensemble. In an ensemble, you need to be continuously listening to the other people playing along with you so that you can interact and react with them through the entire piece in order to essentially be playing as one. And apparently, Beethoven at this point was a little too deaf, and he never performed in public again after that. Perhaps not a fun fact, but an interesting fact nonetheless. Anyway, I'm very excited to hear this played tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.